bet that some or all of your favorite foods are anything but healthy. Don't worry, you're not alone on this one. For some reason, our bodies crave the bad stuff and usually stay away from the good stuff. Unhealthy food is simply delicious, and we can't help that. That's why today we're going to be looking at the top 15 deliciously unhealthy foods in the world. I wouldn't worry if you find some of your own favorite snacks on this list. Just make sure you learn a thing or two from this video and lower your intake on the delicious stuff that could eventually take a toll on your health. Don't be like me. Don't be like me who eats 5 pizzas a day. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 15. French fries. French fries are the perfect side dish to any burger, fried chicken, or any other fast food meal that you like. Just add some ketchup and I'm sure you won't be able to stop eating until you finally run out of fries. And even then you're gonna want more. But I would limit myself if I were you. French fries are cooked at very high temperatures, which means that they probably have a lot of trans fats that can be linked to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and obesity. Also, it's been said that foods that are fried at high temperatures can make your skin age a little sooner. And I'm sure none of us want to get too many wrinkles at such a young age. Number 14. Frosting. What would a birthday cake or cupcake be without its frosting? This sweet, creamy layer certainly adds a lot of flavor to your baked goods, but you might not be thrilled to know that a lot of the ingredients used to make frosting have a ton of chemicals. Those pre-made frostings you get from the store are full of artificial colors and other ingredients that could eventually cause cancer. And according to some scientists, some of the frostings use ingredients that could damage your kidneys. Maybe it's best if you make your own frosting at home. With natural ingredients such as chocolate and avocado, you can still make a delicious frosting for your cake without having to worry too much about your health. Number 13. Biscuits. Breakfast biscuits and gravy are a staple food in the US, especially in the southern part of the country, but not many people have the patience to make them. That's why there's plenty of pre-made options that you can get at the supermarket. You just gotta unpack them and throw them in the oven, and then they'll be ready in no time. But saving them might not be enjoyable once you find out that a lot of these biscuits are high in sodium and sugar. I don't think I need to tell you that can cause severe health issues and threaten your waistline. Perhaps you want to make your own at home or cut out the portions you normally eat, but having one biscuit every day might not be ideal for our health. Number 12. Pizza. Alright, before you get angry at me in the comments below, I will say this. According to a decision by the US Congress, pizza can be considered a vegetable, and that has to do with the amount of tomato sauce that they usually put on them. Don't get too excited though. It doesn't matter what they say, pizza is not as healthy as your other regular veggies. Most pizzas are loaded with unhealthy ingredients. When you put everything together, you end up with a dish that is high in calories, carbs, and sodium. And if you opt for a frozen pizza, the amount of unhealthy ingredients simply increases. Frozen pizzas have lots of preservatives and added sugars that can harm your body. These facts honestly hurt me, as I love pizza, and I could easily have a slice every day if only it wasn't that unhealthy. Though granted, in my heyday I certainly did. Number 11. Ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. However, your health is going to be the one screaming in pain. With so many ice cream shops around the world and so many available flavors, it's hard to embrace the fact that ice cream can just be straight up unhealthy. This is because people consider it an energy-dense food, which means that it's full of carbs, sugar, and fat. All of that can give you a lot of energy, but that can also mostly be unhealthy if you just eat your ice cream without doing any physical activity to compensate for it. It's said that ice cream can be part of a healthy diet, as long as we eat it in moderation and not necessarily every day of the week. Number 10. Cheesecakes. Who doesn't love a good dessert? Especially if it's one that's made with cream cheese. I mean, cream cheese by itself is already good enough for many of us, but it's even better when it turns into a cheesecake. However, just like many desserts, eating too much cheesecake can be bad for our health. Just look at the cheesecakes at some of your favorite shops and you'll realize that a single slice might have more than 1,000 calories. Also, cheesecakes have a lot of sodium, which can be bad for your heart and your goals of losing weight. There's nothing wrong with having a tasty dessert every once in a while, but you might not want to make it a habit like the rest of it. Number 9. Nachos. And just like pizza, nachos can become unhealthy as you add more ingredients to them, which is really hard not to do because it's so tasty. The base itself, which is made out of tortilla chips, doesn't provide any relevant nutrients, so it's like eating deep-fried triangles full of nothing. But then when you add the sour cream, the guacamole, the sauces, and all the meats, oh, you have a full dish that's full of fat and calories. Sometimes the amount is so high that it goes beyond the number of calories you should be having on a daily basis. And don't even ask about the sodium. The amount of sodium in nachos is anything but healthy. You might have more control over your nachos if you make them from scratch at your own home, rather than ordering them from a restaurant. Number 8. Mac and cheese. We've been talking a lot about sodium, and honestly, we all do need it. It's just that many unhealthy foods have an excessive amount of sodium, and this can cause problems such as hypertension and other diseases that can damage your heart. And when it comes to mac and cheese, we're talking about a ton of sodium. The boxed mac and cheese already has a lot of it, and on top of that you need to use salted water or salted butter to improve the taste. This turns a simple serving of mac and cheese into a third of your daily consumption of sodium. And if you eat more, you could easily reach your daily allotted amount in just one go. And if you're like me who eats the entire box, oh man, I actually better go see a doctor. Number 7. Hot dogs. No barbecue is complete without a proper hot dog. But of course, even though hot dogs can be tasty and practical, they're anything but healthy. This is mostly because of all the preservatives that are used to keep the sausages in such good condition for a long period of time. One of those ingredients is sodium phosphate, which is so bad that even McDonald's decided to stay away from it. This component has been linked to diseases that affect the heart, kidneys, and bones. Some people even think that it can also accelerate aging. Perhaps a hot dog with organic and fresh ingredients might be a better choice than one that uses a ton of preservatives, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Number 6. Hamburgers. Speaking of barbecues and Mickey D's, we also need to mention hamburgers and any other muscle meat that you can put on a grill. While grilling sounds like a great way to cook your meat, you might want to watch out for those black charred spots on them. Studies have found that every time you char meat, you get these things called HCAs, which form as your meat reacts to high temperatures. The problem with HCAs is that they can increase the risk of developing pancreatic, colorectal, breast, and prostate cancers. However, using spices with antioxidants can reduce the production of HCAs. One of the best spices for that is actually rosemary, which also adds great flavor to your meat, and also reduce the heat. If you don't burn your meat, you don't have to worry about HCAs. You can stand a little medium rare here and there. Number 5. Instant noodles. Many college students around the world manage to survive their economical burdens by eating instant noodles on a daily basis. These noodles are so cheap, and in some countries, a single pack costs less than $1. And they're just so tasty that it's no wonder many people like to save money by eating these noodles. But having them in the long term can cause serious health issues. With so much MSG and high sodium, instant noodles can lead to heart disease, stomach cancer, and metabolic syndrome. While they may be tasty and save us money, they're gonna eventually make us spend more on our health. Number 4. PopTarts. The good old American treat. PopTarts have been loved by children, adults, and struggling college students all around the world, and they come in so many different flavors that honestly it's easy to lose track. Yes, they may be tasty to eat both toasted and untoasted, but well, I don't think I need to tell you that they're pretty unhealthy. High in sugar and high in preservatives, it's pretty easy to tell why it's a bad idea to even eat these things in the first place. But then again, like everything, take it in moderation and don't eat one every single day. Or maybe for your meal. Number 3. Nutella. Ever since it was invented in the 60s, Nutella has caused a revolution in the culinary world. You can put it on crepes, pancakes, bread, bananas, and many other foods to add a unique chocolate and nutty taste. Heck, you can even eat it on its own. But in recent years, Nutella has become quite a controversial product. As many products on this list, Nutella is high in calories, sugars, and fat. And that's not all. Some studies have found that some ingredients in Nutella could produce cancer if the people consuming it are only eating foods with processed oils. For that reason, it's recommended that if you like to eat Nutella, you better eat your greens as well. If all of your food is full of processed ingredients, you might be on your way to an unhealthy lifestyle. Now it's time for the day's best pick. The picture I chose for the day shows a breakfast food that is very popular among many of us, especially in the good old US of A. But how bad can it be? Well, let's find out with number 2. bacon! Many people love to have bacon for breakfast. This is because many people believe that a heavy breakfast is ideal to keep a healthy lifestyle, and bacon is the easiest way to make a breakfast heavier. The problem is that eating too much bacon can cause serious issues. Apparently, every single ounce of bacon can contribute to raising the cholesterol levels in your blood. Eventually, high cholesterol can lead to heart disease or a stroke, which are things that none of us want to experience. But isn't bacon just so tasty? How can we get rid of it? Well, maybe we shouldn't. We should just control our portions. After all, bacon is also a great source of protein, phosphorus, and vitamins. Just limit yourself to 2 or 3 strips and you should be fine. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1 is kinda surprising actually, bottled water. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe, but one of the unhealthiest products in the supermarket is actually bottled water. And just why is that? Isn't water supposed to be a vital liquid? Isn't it supposed to be the one thing we need throughout every part of our lives? Well, yeah. But that doesn't mean that bottled water is crucial for our existence. Bottled water has BPA, which is a toxin that you can find in many of the cookware and storing containers that you have at home. This chemical can eventually lead to hormonal issues and other health problems, including some types of cancer. But that doesn't mean you should stop drinking water. No, not at all. Please keep doing that. Many people feel safer by having their own metal flask or non-BPA bottle in which they can carry their water for whenever they get thirsty. It sounds like being healthy means giving up on the things that we like, but it doesn't have to be like that. We can actually eat many of these things as long as we're mindful and we eat them in moderation. What's your favorite food? Was it part of this list? Let us know in the comment section down below. With all that said and done, stay healthy and I'll see you all next time. Later everybody!